All right, boys and girls, today we're going to be doing Module 3, Lesson 5, and our concept development today is looking at how numbers are represented in different ways. Let's go ahead and start by counting this number for me. As you can see, we've got place value blocks down at the bottom of the screen, and you're going to go ahead and count them with me. We're going to count them by hundreds, then by tens, then by ones. Here we go. 100, 200, 210, 220, 230, 231, 232, 233, 234. Very good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take these place value blocks and we're going to put them in order from the largest unit to the smallest unit. So stop and look at those place value blocks for just a second and think to yourself, which one has the largest value, the largest unit size? If you said the hundreds, you would be correct. Now, how many of those hundreds do we have? Very good. We have 2 hundreds. What would be our next largest unit size? Excellent. The tens. How many tens do we have? We have 3 tens. Very good. Finally, our smallest unit would be our ones. And how many ones do we have? Super job, boys and girls. We have 4 ones. Give yourselves 2 snaps and a clap. Excellent. Now, if we have 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 4 ones, what number does that represent? 234 would be the correct answer. Excellent. What if I had 3 tens, 4 ones, and 2 hundreds? Then what number would I have? Very good. I would still have the number 234. It doesn't matter what order we get them in, what order we read them in, whether it's from smallest unit to largest unit or largest unit to smallest unit, our number is the same. When we write them in standard form, we write them from largest unit to the smallest unit. If we were to build the number 234 with your hide the zero cards, what cards might we need? Well, we would need our hundreds card, so we would need 200. We would need our tens card, and we have 3 tens, so we know that that's 30, so we would need our 30 card. And finally, we would need our ones. How many ones did we say we had? That's right, 4 ones. So here we have the number 234 stretched out in its place values. 2 hundreds equals 200. 3 tens equals 30. And 4 ones equals 4. When we add them together, 200 plus 30 equals 230, plus 4 equals 234. Excellent job. Now let me ask you a question. Which one has the greater value or the amount that it's worth? 2 hundreds or 4 ones? If you said 2 hundreds, you would be correct. 2 hundreds is greater than having 4 ones. It's not about the number. It's not about the 2 or the 4. It's about the value amount. Hundreds are bigger than ones. So now take a look at it. We've got 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 4 ones. This is what we call unit form. When you break your number, your standard number of 234, into its unit forms, you're telling me how many hundreds you have in that number, how many tens you have in that number, and how many ones you have in that number. Is there another way that we could show this number? That's right. Sometimes we're going to see it look like this. 234. Now you'll notice that instead of digits, we have words written. We call this word form. So right now on your screen, you're looking at a number represented 3 different ways. You have unit form, 2 hundredths, 3 tens, 4 ones. You have the standard form, which is just the plain old number, 234. And then you have the word form, which is written out in words, 234. So let's take this new number, 357, and show it in all of the ways we know how to represent that number. Already we have it in standard form. So anytime you see a number written out with just its digits, that's standard form. Now, let's think about unit form. We can look at this number and tell how many hundredths, tens, and ones we have. So, how many hundredths would we have? How many tens would you have? And how many ones would you have? Take a minute to think about it. Very good. You should have said 3 hundredths, 5 tens, and 7 ones. Now, I don't know about you, but I like to see it. I'm a very visual person. So let's go ahead and show 357 using our place value blocks. How many hundredths blocks might I need? Well, I have a 3 in the hundredths place, so that tells me I need 1, 2, 3 hundredths. All right, now my tens rods. I have a 5 in the tens place, so that tells me I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. Finally, I'm going to look at my smallest unit, which is my ones. And if I'm looking at that, it says I have a 7. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. Whew! So far on our board, we're showing how to write our number in 3 different ways. We're showing it in standard form, in unit form, and in place value blocks. Let's take a look at how we would write it in word form. Well, the trick here is to just read your number and write down the words that you hear. When I read the number 357, I hear the word 350 and 7. So my word form would look like this, 357. All right. Finally, let's take a look at what we would call expanded form. Expanded form is basically like when we hid the zeros. We're going to look at how many each unit is worth. So when I look at my hundredths place, I have 3 hundredths. I ask myself the question, how much are these 3 hundredths worth? What is the value of them? Well, I can count them. 100, 200, 300. So I know that they're worth 300. I'm then going to look at my tens place. I have 5 tens rods, and I count those by counting by tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. The value of 5 tens equals 50. Finally, I look at my ones, and I just simply count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The value of 7 ones is 7. Now that you see it in my number bond, we can easily smush this together. Now, just like we used with our simple 2-legged number bonds, this is a 3-legged number bond where we've written our hundredths, our tens, and our ones. So basically this number bond is showing us 300 plus 50 plus 7. 300 plus 50 plus 7 equals 357. Excellent job. I hope that you have learned a little bit more about how numbers are represented in standard form, unit form, word form, place value blocks, and in expanded form by using a number bond. Let's see if you can go practice this on your own by working on your next Learn lesson.